Alright, so here we are with Hayden again, CNR Developments. Mate, you've done it.
Yeah, finally.
Finally, she's back together.
It's a pretty big job, mate.
I was going to say, a pretty big job. It's looking awesome, man. It's looking awesome. No, I mean, we've been following this from day one when she arrived here in the yard. White, fresh from Australia with an Acco cab sitting on the back of it.
Yep, beautiful size.
Yeah, the push me pull you.
Yeah.
But mate, ground up, rails,
yeah,
the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the biggest jobs I've ever undertaken to do this, for sure. I've never, done a lot of rebuilds over the years, but never quite this.
To this level.
It's certainly been a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it's turned out good. Oh,
look, it is, mate. It's a picture. I think Bayswater will be pretty pleased to see it.
Yeah, well, maybe they'll ring me up for a job.
Yeah, they might just do that. Oh, we'll go for a bit of a wander around today. Just have a quick look at some of the highlights and some of the points and some of the bits and pieces that have been changed and modified. And just give us a guided tour.
We did modify a lot. The only things that we sort of put on that weren't on it or modifications is just dialing things up like the elephant ears over the intakes. And the bigger intakes has only had 5-inch intakes. We've put 6 on it just to give it that look, Always like those big intakes, a bit like the Max Superliner ones,
Exactly.
They always look big and hungry. Really, it was just a matter of just going through everything on it and just tidying it up and. Get the bumper had a fair hiding. I don't know how many kangaroos was sitting in this time. There must have been a couple, but weld all the holes up and polish it up, and it still shows the wounds, but it's come up okay. And guys over in the Mount Truck Centre, they polished up the wheels and the bumper, and I just polished the chrome work up as good as it would sort of come up. What we could buy. Like the intakes and stuff. It's good. All the it has got new steps on it. Because the other ones were getting a bit tatty, and I made I shouldn't say I made it, but the sheet metal guys, United Sheet Metal in Hamilton, made the step guards and these awesome muffler stack guards. They just come up way better than I was even expecting myself.
Oh, look,
so stoked with.
They're genuine, eh? They look like they've just come out of the factory, and I mean the personalising of the CNR developments and the illumination by it, mate. It's a nice touch. It's all those sorts of little things.
Yeah, so pretty happy with how those have come up. They come up really, really well.
Oh yeah.
Had a sort of vision in my head what I wanted, and I don't think anyone else knew, but
that's what arrived.
That's what I wanted, and that's what I got. So I'm pretty happy with that. And how the guy that done it, he got the stainless to go around and follow. Like, it's not just raw edge like a lot of them. You see you can just about shave with them.
Oh, exactly.
They're so sharp. But this is all got safety edges on it, and you can
roll the edges. So washing it and things like that, you're not going to cut yourself. So I suppose the big modification to the so it was the getting around the emissions side of things, and having to change. She was factory fitted with a C16, wasn't she?
Yeah, C16. And there's nothing wrong with the engine really, but it didn't meet the code, so it kind of just had to go. That's all there is to it.
Right.
But even in itself, it was still an absolute issue to get on the road. With just the paperwork,
the compliance
side of it. something's got to change there, and that department of transport department, they need to sort this stuff out. There's nothing, because I mean, there's nothing wrong with the motor that was in it. It's not like it was blown, not like an old steam train or anything. It was hardly anything came out of it, but however, that's the rules. So you just make it work. So that motor's in there, it's doing the job.
So C15 now, 550
horse.
All sort of factory.
21. This factory, completely factory engine. Nothing changed. 2150 foot-pounds of torque. The only thing we've sort of changed on the back here, modified it. Used to have those fuel tanks did go right to the mudguards, but we wanted wanted some toolboxes in. I think it must have dropped a dry shaft maybe at some stage in Australia, and the inside of the tanks were fairly well beaten up and been patched up, and they weren't nice repairs. It suited us to chop them down, shorten them up, and put those toolboxes in there. It just makes it easy to get up on the track.
Oh, absolutely.
And we've got our fuel pump in there because we've got to be able to transfer diesel from here to that big trailer. So to the pony engine, because the pony motor's only got about a 50 or 60 litre tank, which it gets through in about 8 hours. So we've got a fuel pump in there. We can transfer fuel from there up to the
pony.
To the pony motor. We didn't put the old genuine mudguards back on it, which I actually did want to put back on it, but
the old road train ones.
I reckon
they are cool.
I don't think they look tough, but stainless guards are nice. They do look nice. And that's just bouncing it up.
Oh, maybe one day, mate. You hung on to them, haven't you? You've kept that back somewhere.
They may end up on a W924.
I know a W924 that could do with 10 of those.
Other than that, no real modifying. Just strip it down, go through everything, single nut and bolt. And obviously, put it back together. There it is. A few mods on the cab mounts, which we talked about earlier on.
Yes, that's right.
Which Carl, if you're swing around, you might get it.
Yeah, there's Carl there wandering past. Hey, Carl!
But, he was in charge of manufacturing those. He did a bloody good job.
She rides well.
So make those and get rid of the mounts that were in there, and just your standard stuff like we made the toolbox and turntable plate that was on there wouldn't comply with our 200 tonne rules. What we had to have, so we made that plate. They're the factory angle line plates from Kenworth. They're the ones that came on the truck.
And the Sisu diffs, the big thing is this it's to get to that 200 tonne mark, and there's the 918 Road Ranger in there, and then there's the 2-speed Joey, isn't there? And then back to the Sisu. So, that was the reason behind the truck. Just
to do those runs that we do out of Taharoa with those D11s on. With the tonnage and the steepness of those hills, and even just the cornering, you just need these diffs. It's really good, like just your standard diffs. It's pretty hard on gear going in and out of there, and these just take that snap out of it. Reduction hub diffs, they're a proven thing. That's why they're using them. So. They've been rebuilt, new hub bearings. All the hub ends were good. The diffs were pretty good, but the spider gears had a little bit of a razz up. So it's got a new powder divider spiders and just tidy everything else up. New bearings. But crap opinions on everything. We're all good. Just the same thing again. Just strip it down. Go for new bearing seals. Put it back together. Tidy it up.
And replumbed basically, and rewired the entire unit from sort of top to bottom, isn't it?
Definitely replumbed. It's got new valves right the way through because it had to have ABS fitted too. So we've got all new valves in there for that. New relay valves, all new nylon plumbing. It was rubber lines. The big old heavy lines. We got rid of that and we've just plumbed it up in nylon piping, push lock fittings. The wiring, some of the wiring was actually okay. Scotty, our Sparky from Leamington Electrical, he went through it all, and some what needed to be changed was changed, some just needed tidying up. He did have to tidy a fair bit up at the front, and then obviously change the wiring loom on the engine, because slight difference between the C16 and the C15. Not a lot, but just so yeah. He tidied that up and got in the cab and went through the bird's nest done behind the dash. And,
which happens after 20
yeah,
years
oh,
of being
it's
on
always going to be in it. And
exactly.
so
Yeah.
he went through that and he's done a bloody good job, and it's, you know, it's got a few more lights on it than it came with, extra work lights and the LEDs on the roof. And, that's the factory light bar that we just got from Southpack. They pull them off trucks, they're there. It's a good deal. You still not just grab one and bolt it on like it's. We could have probably put a stainless one on there, all shiny, but I mean, tail lights. Who's looking at those?
Exactly.
They're in the past.
At the end of the day, and they're the ones that in this sort of work, they're going to get knocked around, on the odd occasion. Something will happen.
Yeah.
So you put all, and it's normally when it's shiny it will get knocked.
Definitely. Yeah, the shinier it is, the faster you wreck it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's it. Oh look, mate. Well, as we said, it's been a real pleasure being a part of watching this, and sort of being able to share the story with the punters out there. And this month's magazine is something pretty special. Everyone needs to get a copy of this one. With the she's going to be featuring in there. You'll see that. But no, we just had to come back and catch up with you, mate, and just see the finished product. It's stunning.
Yeah,
got to be proud, mate. You got to be proud.
Yeah, pretty proud to come out pretty bloody good. And not just me, a lot of people behind the scenes, and many talented people who work on it.
That's what it's about.
Just, I'm only one man.
Oh, hey, take the team, mate.
Yep, definitely.
Well done, mate.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
On to the next one, eh?
Yeah. Line them up, mate. Line them up.